When God is silently testing your faith, He will not announce it with thunder from heaven or flashing signs in the sky. Instead, you will find yourself in moments where everything seems stripped away, and you begin to question whether He is even near. The first sign of this hidden test is when your prayers feel like they bounce off the ceiling and return unanswered. In those silent seasons, God is watching whether you will still trust Him without visible proof. Just as Job declared, "Though He slay me, yet will I trust in Him." Job 13:15. It is in those long nights of unanswered prayer that your faith is either forged or broken. The silence is actually the furnace where your trust is purified. The second sign comes when God allows unexpected loss to touch your life, whether in finances, relationships, or health. You begin to wonder why the God who promised never to leave you, Deuteronomy 31:6, seems to have left you exposed. Hidden in that loss is the question of whether you love Him for who He is or only for what He gives. Satan accused Job before God, saying he only served for blessings, and many believers secretly crumble in this place because they cannot worship when the gifts are gone. Yet you are being measured in how you respond when everything you leaned on is shaken. The third sign that God is quietly testing you is when doors you expected to open suddenly slam shut, opportunities dissolve, and every path feels blocked. Here is where the Lord examines whether you will force your way through or patiently wait. Isaiah 40:31 reminds you that those who wait upon the Lord renew their strength. The shocking truth is that impatience has destroyed more destinies than the devil himself, because many cannot endure the hidden test of waiting without complaining, murmuring, or running to counterfeits. But if you endure, your faith becomes unshakable. The fourth sign is when God surrounds you with difficult people who misunderstand you, attack your character, or betray you. Even Jesus faced betrayal from Judas and denial from Peter. These are not random encounters, but divine examinations of whether you will walk in forgiveness, humility, and endurance, or whether you will lash out and prove that your faith is shallow. Matthew 5:44 commands you to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. In this shocking reality, you find that the very people who wound you are sharpening your faith like iron sharpens iron. The hidden test is not about them, but about whether you can reflect Christ under fire. The fifth sign, and perhaps the most unsettling, is when God deliberately strips away your sense of control. He places you in situations where you cannot plan, manipulate, or predict the outcome, and you are forced to walk day by day with nothing but trust in His word. This is where Proverbs 3:5-6 becomes more than a memory verse, because suddenly you are living in the raw reality of trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Though it feels like drowning in uncertainty, God is actually measuring if you will still believe when the ground beneath you gives way. Every one of these signs, silence in prayer, unexpected loss, closed doors, difficult people, and loss of control, are not punishments but divine examinations. They separate shallow faith from deep conviction, exposing whether your trust in God is circumstantial or unconditional, whether you serve Him for the blessings or for His presence. In these secret tests, heaven is watching your response. James 1:3 says, "The testing of your faith produces perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." So I ask you directly, when the silence feels unbearable, when the losses cut deep, when the waiting grows long, when betrayal stings, and when control slips from your hands, will you cling to God with unwavering faith, or will you let the hidden test expose your unbelief? The truth is this: God's tests are never meant to destroy you, but to reveal you. And the way you endure them will determine the size of the promise He can trust you with.